guys, and welcome to another episode of My Beautiful Chaos with Misty Fitch of Fearfully Made Ministries. Hey guys, today I'm just going to jump right in. This weekend was spent, among many other things, cleaning our house. I don't know if you've ever just looked around and thought, oh my goodness, how did our house get this dirty? And I stay home with homeschool and everything, and so it really should never look the way that it did. But we sat down and, well, we didn't sit down. We stood up and we started cleaning. And it's kind of funny, when my husband and I clean together, we also have a lot of debate. He may come in after me and re-clean the things that I've cleaned, or vice versa. I may go in after him and re-clean or refold or whatever, just because we have our ways that we do things. Bless my husband, y'all. I love him so much, but he likes to do this surface cleaning where everything looks clean, because he doesn't like things to be like out on tables and on counters. So he just shoves them into cabinets and drawers. And you probably have a junk drawer at your house, right? Probably everybody listening to me today has at least a junk drawer somewhere in your house, probably in your kitchen. We have so many junk drawers and cabinets full of junk that it's really kind of embarrassing. But it's overwhelming. I don't want to go in and pull things out, so I just leave it there. I know it's there, the doors are closed, but I just pretend it's not there and hope that nobody opens them, which it does happen all the time when we have people over, because I'm the person that says, just make yourself comfortable, get whatever you need. And so people will go through the cabinets to find a cup or something, and it never fails. They open one of the junk cabinets. So this is how bad it is. If we set something down and run outside to do some yard work or play or whatever, we will come back and probably we've forgotten that we set that down, but we'll be looking for it the next day. Nobody knows where it is. My husband has forgotten that he shoved it in a cabinet, and it's gone forever for the most part, because nobody wants to go look in that cabinet. I say all this to say, while I was sweeping, I just started thinking about how some people like to surface clean. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I just want to clean the surface of everything, make it look good. But sometimes we need to get in there and do some deep spring cleaning. And this is about the time to get in there and do some spring cleaning, some really deep cleaning, right? Because if you clean on the surface only, then you've got a lot of stuff that's hiding in the corners that you might not even know that's there. You might have stuff that you forgot you even owned, and you just need to do some cleaning, right? So I started thinking about our lives and how a lot of times we just do the surface cleaning so that we appear like we have everything together. We shove it inside, we stick it in a cabinet or push it under the rug. And y'all, I just changed rugs in my living room the other day. I thought that when you move the washer and dryer, it's awful. But if you have an area rug, I was just surprised at how much had collected underneath, because we had just done surface cleaning. I just vacuumed. So getting back on track, sometimes in our lives, we do that very same thing. We just vacuum the rug. We don't look at the things that have fallen through and things that are underneath. Sometimes we have just shoved things into drawers and cabinets, and then we forget they're there. And instead of being overwhelmed and not wanting to take the time to unpack those things, clean those things, deep cleaning, I highly recommend just getting past the overwhelm and get in there and clean it. I say this because Matthew 12 says, from the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So let's say you thought you got rid of something. You thought that you let go of something that was bothering you. You haven't thought about it in years. You forgot that there was a hurt done to you. It's actually, if you didn't get rid of it, if you just kind of shoved it away, it's still shoved away. It's hidden somewhere inside of you. It is in your heart, and something inside is going to snap one day, and you're going to give a whole bunch of word vomit. The words that you say are going to be reflective of what's in your heart. You can't hide it. and you can't shove it away in a cabinet. It will come out in your words. It will come out in your actions. And one of the things I love about the Bible, I love all of the different analogies. And one of my favorites is about refining silver. So many times you hear about God refining us the way that silver is refined. And if you know anything about the refining of silver, which I am not an expert by any means, but what used to happen is they would put it in the fire. And when they put it in the fire, it would bring all the impurities, the dross would come to the surface and it could be wiped away. Then it just goes right back into the fire. The dross comes out. And the more it goes into the fire, the less dross, the less impurities are coming to the surface because there are less there. And after a while, there's not going to be anything coming to the surface. And that's when you've got pure silver. And that's when that is the most valuable. So if you look at that and then you look at us, if we've got all that stuff shoved in cabinets in the corners of our hearts, wherever inside, it's going to come to the surface when there is fire. And when I say fire, I know that you guys understand. I mean, the heat of the moment, the heat of life, when things hit you and hit you hard, sometimes that stuff that you've shoved away is going to come to the surface. So much better, I know that is not correct grammar, but how so much better is it to go ahead right now and look inside your heart and ask God to show you where you have stuffed things in the corners, where you have shoved things in the area that you never look into. Ask God to show you where you have things hidden that you haven't addressed and cleaned out. And get rid of it. One of the things I like doing in the springtime when we're doing spring cleaning is just get rid of things. If I haven't worn it in a year, then I am not going to wear it again. So let me get rid of it, make room for better things. We need to do that in our hearts regularly, because if we don't, I used that bad grammar a while ago about how much better is it to do it on your own than to get in the heat of a moment and all the nasty impurities come up and come out in a very ugly way, because it is. Just like when silver is put into the fire and all that dross comes up, it doesn't look pretty. It's pretty nasty. And it just gets wiped off and you just keep doing it again. And yes, the more often that happens, the less the junk and gunk is going to come out. But wouldn't you rather just have God help you take it out yourself, so that you don't end up being in the heat of a moment and letting it come out as a bunch of ugly nastiness that affects other people? So I hope that makes sense, because in my head it made sense while I was sweeping, and my husband was telling me that his sweeper cleans up the bigger stuff where mine doesn't. So I am going to challenge you throughout this week to look into yourself and see what's the dross that needs to come out. What impurities do you need to let God help you get rid of? Because I assure you, from the overflow of your heart, the mouth speaks. There may be people around you already who can tell you what some of the impurities are because of the things that you say. Please do not think I'm saying that this doesn't affect me, because it does, and it affects me often. There are times that I'll be speaking and I'm talking to a friend and I'll let her know, oh my gosh, I thought I got rid of this. I didn't know this was bothering me at all. Obviously it is, because I just had like word vomit all over you. I say word vomit often, sorry. But it's something we all deal with. And if we don't deal with it, it's going to come out in a very ugly way. So my challenge to you this week is to look within yourself and see what you need to do, where you need to do that spring cleaning. Because guess what? The next weekend is Easter weekend, which you're probably going to spend with family. And y'all, let's just be honest. Remember, this is called My Beautiful Chaos, because life is chaos, but it's beautiful. But let me tell you, when we get family members together, that's when the mouth speaks what's true in the heart, right? That's when the mouth speaks things that are in the heart that you may not speak on a regular basis. So why don't, before We hang out with our family, and let's not do it just because of our family, but I'm just saying this is a great time to do it. Try to start getting rid of those impurities. That way, when you get together with your family, you can enjoy it. You can make some great moments. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I cannot wait to spend time with you next week. My kids join me, so you will get to see a little bit of my chaos. You guys have a great week. Thank you for joining me again with My Beautiful Chaos.